If you've ever thought about starting Amazon FBA, you've probably seen those flashy ads saying, start Amazon FBA now with next to nothing. You've probably always thought, that's probably a scam. Is that really true? Well, I'm here today to tell you exactly how much it costs you to start Amazon FBA. In this video today, I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of a realistic budget that you will need to start Amazon FBA in 2025. Whether you have £0 or £5,000 to invest, I'm going to walk you through step by step the best strategy for your starting budget. When I first started, I was a former engineer with £5,000 that I wanted to turn into a profitable business. Fast forward to now, and I've scaled my business to a multiple six-figure annual revenue. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way, but I'm here to help you so you don't have to. So let's dive in. First thing you'll need is an Amazon seller account. Considering the amount of fees you pay on Amazon, it's bizarre that you have to pay, but it does actually cost you £40 a month to pay and use your Amazon seller account. When starting out, that might seem steep. You have to bear in mind, this is your gateway to millions of customers. Unlike in other businesses, when marketing is crucial, Amazon take care of all of that for you. So think of that £40 a month as a simple marketing fee. As much as we'd love to avoid this cost, it's non-negotiable and you just have to take it on the chin. But believe you me, £40 to access millions of active shoppers sounds like a no-brainer to me. To succeed in Amazon FBA, you're going to need some software that enables you to make sensible purchasing decisions. The beauty of selling on Amazon is that there is so much data out there. There is historical data that details every single thing about a product that has ever sold on Amazon. Based on this historical information, we're able to predict the future and make sensible buying decisions, which means we're not just hoping our products make profit, we know they're going to make profit. There are two tools that I consider non-negotiable. These two products are critical for an Amazon seller. You show me a successful Amazon seller, I'll show you these two tools that they're using. The first tool is Keeper. Keeper is a database that has the entire history of every single product that has ever been sold on Amazon. This costs approximately £15 a month. I say approximately because they charge you in euros, so it changes, but it's around £15 a month. This is the cheapest bargain you'll ever find. They could charge us £150 a month and it would still be value for money. This is the tool we use to track price trends and price history. This is a critical tool to make sure we are making a sensible decision when we're buying our products. The second tool is something called SellerAmp. I will just put an asterisk by this because there are other tools that are equivalent to SellerAmp. Unlike with Keeper, where it is the only one you can use, SellerAmp does have some competitors. Now, I do have some experience with them, and I personally believe that SellerAmp is by far the better product. However, if you are to be using a different version, then by all means, that's not a problem. It is important that you do use one of these types of softwares. So what does SellerAmp do? SellerAmp is basically an extremely clever profit calculator. So simply by putting in the buy cost and the sell cost, we can see how much money we're going to make. But it does also do more than that. It gives us an insight into our competitors, and it has a lot of very fancy features that can help us actually source products too. This is available for £20 a month, and like I said with Keeper, it is a bargain. For your basic softwares, they are the two that I absolutely recommend. If you have a higher budget or you are looking to start scaling, there are two more softwares that I do recommend. One of which is called Seller Toolkit. This is often referred to in the community as STK, and it is essentially a inventory management tool. It has an awful lot of information that it pulls directly from your Amazon account, and it enables you to very easily see your profit, your ROI, but also whenever any issues arise, it can give you a very good steer. I really like using this to manage my inventory. It does also have a repricer, which does cost extra. I have used it in the past and it is good value as a basic repricer. However, I personally now use a slightly more upmarket repricer, and I thoroughly recommend it. There are many repricers on the market. The one I like to use is something called a cent repricer. Now, it's slightly more than your standard STK repricer. However, I've seen a huge uptick in both sales and profit when I made the switch. If you'd like me to do a video talking about different repricers, then comment below and it's something that I will do in a future video. Using a combination of Seller Amp and Keeper when sourcing, you are ensuring that you are making sensible purchasing decisions. You are making data-driven decisions, which gives you the assurance that the product you buy is going to make you profit. These basic softwares are available at £35 a month, and you really don't want to be starting Amazon without them. Then based on the other tools, you could spend anywhere up to maybe £120. If you went for an extremely expensive repricer, there are some available at £400 a month, but for me, a cent repricer does the job and I'm very happy with it. Now the big thing, inventory costs. Many people think you need thousands upon thousands of pounds to start Amazon FBA, but that simply isn't true. However, on the other end of that scale, there are people that will tell you you can start with maybe £200. Personally, for me, that's too low. Yes, you can, but you're never going to make a profit to cover even your Amazon account, let alone your softwares, and that money is going to start diminishing. Personally, I'd be more comfortable with suggesting £500 as a starting budget. Obviously, the more money you've got to invest, the quicker you will scale. If you're starting at £500, I highly recommend Retail Arbitrage, because that is a really good place to find some really big profit products. If you have anywhere up to £1,000 and maybe more, then online arbitrage is probably the place for you to start. It will allow you to buy more volume and scale quicker. For those of you with larger budgets, a lot of people tend to think wholesale is the way to go, but I would actually disagree. When you go into wholesale, the mistakes you potentially will make are amplified. Even if you're starting with a budget of say £10,000, I would still highly recommend online arbitrage. Test the waters, get proof of concept, find your strategy. Once you've been able to do that and you're starting to turn over steady profit, then is a potential opportunity to move into wholesale. When it comes to starting with wholesale, even £10,000 is probably not going to be a big enough sum. You're probably going to be wanting to look nearer 30, 40, even £50,000. There will be small costs involved in shipping the products into Amazon. One of the beauties of shipping products into Amazon is that the shipping fee when using a partnered carrier with Amazon comes straight out of your Amazon account. So you don't physically have to pay for that up front. However, there are going to be costs involved. You're going to need boxes, you're going to need labels, you're going to need poly bags. Depending on your situation, you may need a computer, you may need a printer. If we assume you have access to a printer and a computer, really what we need are some labels and some parcel tape. Notice I haven't mentioned boxes here. I've been selling on Amazon for 3 years. I've never bought boxes in my entire life. 2 reasons. All the products you buy are going to come in boxes anyway. Quite a lot of the time, they'll come in big boxes, which you'll be able to repurpose. Second reason is I go to my local supermarkets. They are inundated with cardboard boxes. All they do is they put them in a crusher and throw them away. If you go early in the morning or late at night, speak to someone doing the shelves, they will gladly give you a whole carload of cardboard boxes. If that hack doesn't deserve a like or a comment, then I don't know what else will. Unlike a lot of other businesses, you don't need any permits or licenses to get started. When you start out, you can literally register as a sole trader. All you need to do is contact HMRC, apply to do a self-assessment, and they will send you something called a UTR, which stands for Unique Taxpayer Reference. You then put that onto your Amazon account and you're good to go. Once you hit certain numbers, you will need to start a limited company. However, that's down the line. Depending on your personal circumstances, it may be beneficial to set up a limited company straight away. However, as my accountant will tell you, I'm far from a tax specialist, So please do seek out some advice if you feel you need it. For basic questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll do my best to help. So that is basically everything. Your initial startup costs do not need to be huge. So here's the breakdown. Amazon seller account, £40 a month. Keeper and seller amp, £35 a month. Starting inventory, minimum of £500 a month. Few labels and a bit of tape, let's call it a tenner. By my maths, that's £585 to get started on Amazon FBA. Compared to starting a physical business where rent alone is probably going to cost thousands upon thousands every single month, Amazon FBA offers a far more affordable way to start a business. If you stay consistent and reinvest your profits, you can scale this into a full-time income, just like I have. Common questions when starting on Amazon. As soon as I start, I'll be gated and order products, or can I start selling immediately? Well, fortunately, I've done an entire video specifically on gating. But what I will say is do not worry about it. There are plenty of products that you can sell and will be automatically approved to sell. And secondly, getting ungated is not that difficult. People make it out to be this huge hurdle, but the people that do that really don't want the competition. Do you have to pay for advertising costs on Amazon? Absolutely not. Yes, you can. I have never done. There is the option to, but when you're starting out, completely avoid it, and it's something that you might want to consider once you scale. But for beginners, ignore it. Absolutely not necessary. Are there any fees associated with shipping products into Amazon? Yes, there are. You do have to pay a shipping fee. However, Amazon have partnered with UPS and they give heavily discounted rates. Firstly, it's the cheapest you'll be able to find anywhere on the market. Secondly, you don't have to pay a collection fee, which UPS would normally charge you. And thirdly, the fee itself comes out of your Amazon account. So once you start making sales, they'll then deduct that fee from your Amazon account. So there is no upfront fee involved in paying for shipping products into Amazon. What are the fees associated with a prep center, and would I recommend using one? All prep centers will charge you a monthly fee. It's usually very small, like £30, and they'll then charge you a per unit cost, generally somewhere between 50 and 60 pence per item. They'll then charge you for a box, £1 to £2. They may charge you for additional packaging such as poly bags, usually 15 to 20 pence. These are all costs that you do need to take into account when you are sourcing, and tools like SellerAmp allow you to input these costs so that they automatically can take these into consideration for you. When would I recommend using one? Well, it's entirely up to you. Speed is the name of the game with Amazon. So do you have time to prep the product quickly and send them into Amazon immediately? If you do, you probably don't need a prep center. If you're very busy and you don't have time to carry out all the prep, and it sometimes takes a week, 2 weeks, even longer, then probably using a prep center is for you. Same sort of scenario with a budget. If you're on a shoestring budget, then do the prep yourself. If you do have more of a budget, then maybe you do use a prep center and focus your energy and time in higher value tasks such as product sourcing. If you're unsure whether taking that step and hiring a prep center is for you, reach out to me, we'll have a chat, explain your situation, and I'll give you my opinion on the matter. Now that you have a realistic breakdown of all the costs involved in Amazon FBA in 2025, you can decide what works best for you and your budget. The most important thing, just start. Whether you're working with £500 or £5,000, the key is to take action, stay consistent, and reinvest your profits. If you found this video helpful, make sure to press the like button and please subscribe for more tips and tricks for Amazon FBA. If you have any questions, please drop me a comment below and I'll respond as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.